Another of nature's natural processes that can be applied to marketing is the diffusion process. If I blow smoke into a room, the spread of the molecules throughout the space is called diffusion. I pour cold water in a hot tub, the diffusion of that, the slowing down of that energy is diffused throughout the water. So it is here we see that the group of people, the very first group of people that buy a product are called the innovators. The very last group of people that buy a product are called laggards. Now this represents the spread of not only the product, but the information about a new product, a new innovation throughout the market. And the main focus here, the main group that is marketing's focus are the early adopters. This is because they are what's called the opinion leaders to the early majority. And the early majority is where you really start to make your money. Say your product life cycle starts to grow. Here you see opinion leaders and gatekeepers. So the opinion leaders, each of the innovators, the opinion leaders to the early adopters, the opinion leaders to the early majority. The main focus again is on the early adopters. And of course, celebrities, sports figures are also opinion leaders. I mean, everybody has an opinion, as you know, and your friends can influence your behavior. But someone who has bought the product already, they have strong influence on the buying behavior of others. And then there are gatekeepers. Gatekeepers have total control over the buying behavior of others. So like a publisher promotes books to me because I am the gatekeeper. I tell the library which books they should purchase. So even though the students are the target for the publishers of textbooks, say, they send me textbooks all the time. And doctors are gatekeepers. Pharmaceutical companies promote new pharmaceuticals to them, not the end users. Interior designers are gatekeepers. So anyone who had parents are the gatekeepers of children. So companies, toy companies and so on, especially at Christmas time, will target the parents because they're the ones with the money, even though the child is the one who's going to really use that product. So this is very important in industry to know who are the gatekeepers and who are the opinion leaders. And do not confuse the diffusion process with the adoption cycle. A lot of the times this is called the adoption process, but it is not. This down here you can see is the adoption cycle. And you can think yourself, you don't always become aware of a product and have interest and evaluation. So I'm not really focusing on this. This is basically a learning hierarchy, and there are different learning hierarchies. So I don't really, again, it's supposed to be an ideal, but I don't really focus too much on this adoption cycle. I am more interested in who are these early adopters in the diffusion process. Who are the gatekeepers? Who are the opinion leaders?